certificate somebody's signing to say that vehicle's roadworthy at that time. If it crashes the next day and it wasn't roadworthy, somebody's got some answering to do. So it's accountable. I say it's gone through the different departments, you know, the police all the way to the top, and it's going down well, so it may well come in.
And how are the police viewing this?
They love the idea. I spoke to the IGP about it a few days ago, and he said he wished that I bought it a couple of months ago so they could start it now. But it's got to go through the National Assembly and be made law and subsection this and that and so on. So it's going to take a little while. To say everybody I've spoken to, including Joe Public, love the idea, because if you buy a car and it's got a valid certificate roadworthiness, you've got more chance of selling it if you're selling, and you've got more confidence in buying something. The newer the vehicle is, the roadworthiness test is, the more you're going to get for it and the more confidence you've got.
It's good to have someone to ask this question because you know a lot about vehicles. Now, what is your take on the gele-geles? I would not get into a gele-gele. Honestly, I would not. I would rather work.
Again, I've been to a number of accidents with gilly-gillies. There was one in Talinding a couple of years ago.
Oh my God.
The brakes failed, and instead of the driver hitting the one in front or slowing down, whatever, he went off the road and killed 2 people.
Oh God.
You know, yesterday morning there was one at Kaloli, and it had obviously rolled. But the police have got a recovery truck, which is obviously at the moment working. Otherwise, they'd call me. But it's obvious that it's had a serious accident.
Why does the gele-gele get into accidents?
Lack of maintenance again. That's the main thing. I don't know. I'm not so sure about the drink driving and so on the commercial vehicles, although there has been a few. Like Jack Cham's house once had a taxi through the wall. The driver was drunk. So, but yeah, if this test comes in, the longer term, because it can be adjusted into the future, as in UK or Europe, commercial vehicles, passenger paying vehicles, are tested every 6 months, not every year. Because people, if they're paying to go in a vehicle, they're entitled to have a safe ride. And at the moment, they're not. So something should really be done about it.
Is it the make of the vehicle?
No, it's across
We're
the board.
talking about maintenance here.
Yeah.
A lot of vehicles will pass you by on the streets and have this black fume coming, black smoke, pollution and stuff like that.
Which would be an MOT failure.
MOT failure?
Yeah. If it's got black smoke, that's fuel. So the drivers don't know, but they're wasting a lot of fuel because it's coming out as black smoke. If it's blue, that's engine wear because they're burning oil. And the usual cause of that is the mentality here. As soon as a car comes to Gambia, take out the thermostat. So the engine runs with the choke on all the time because it's cold. The engines are designed to run 85, 90 degrees and you get optimum performance. They take the thermostat out, they always run cold, and the biggest selling item at all these shops down at Jeshwang is piston rings because of that. That's it.
And when that does happen, the first thing they run for is to change the piston
Change the piston rings, yeah, because they've taken out the thermostat and the excessive fuel they're using washes the engine, so it just wears out very quick. The optimum temperature is 85 to 90 degrees, and that's what the thermostat does. If you've got a fan that's free, you can lock that up, which makes the engine noisy. That's fine, which they also do, but you've got to keep the thermostat in.
We'll come back to your professional life, but let me look at your marital life as well. You have a daughter and a beautiful, I suppose, Gambian wife. I mean, how did you meet?
It took a few years to get there, 1 or 2 trial runs and so on. But yeah, we met and we were sort of chatting and so on, and I decided that this is the one. And now, as I say, we've got a 2.25-year-old daughter. Fabulous. Really going well.
Socially, what do you do?
Not a lot. I'm not a drinker. I don't go out pubbing, clubbing and so on. If I go out of a weekend for a meal, I go out, have the meal and then go home again. You know, I spend quite a lot of time with my daughter now because I've got 3 other daughters, but when I was in the army when they were young or born, so I didn't see them growing up as much as I can now, so this one's going to be a bit spoiled.
Okay, now your garage. You only cater for Land Rovers or all kinds of vehicles?
90% Land Rover, because I carry the stock for them, and I've got the diagnostic computer with all the updates. So if a brand new car comes over, I can sort it out.
Ah, you must be doing a lot of business with MRC.
No, I assist them,
Okay,
but they've got their own workshop.
Okay.
But when it comes to the technical stuff, because I've got the support, like a week or so ago when Sets of Tile was on, I spent the morning down there going through one or two of their technical jobs. So we work well together.
All right. Now let me come back to your professional career. I understand you're also a physical training instructor. And I think you have to have the police here. So far, policemen are not very strong. Don't you think it would be a good idea to tell the IG that probably you could train his men? You thought about that?
Nah,
I'm sure the police will forgive me for this. Some of them are my very good friends now. But I think they need some training.
No, they've got their own people for that.
They got
their own people for that.
Good.
So.
And these are experts?
Yeah.
Expatriates?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they could also recruit from the army, because they've got people there. I see them running up and down our road, you know. And it sort of takes me back to when I was extremely shouting at hundreds of people to run a bit quicker and so on.
As a physical training instructor, what have you been doing? What were the main things?
Adventure training. Diving, rock climbing, abseiling, parachuting, paragliding, windsurfing, mainly to do water sports. Again, while I was in the army, because I was so well known as a diver and the outdoor pursuits, I was on loan to different units to go to the Hebrides, Cyprus, Hong Kong, Gibraltar, running courses and adventure training things. Cyprus is the best one for that. I was running the physical training side, doing all the fitness tests and the running and all that, and all the water sports and everything. We got there on a Friday lunchtime, and they work on summer hours where they finish at lunchtime, and I had to organise for the Monday 80 odd people with different activities. Well, everything had closed. I managed it, but on the Tuesday everything was all sorted, and there was all the different activities you could think of. And as again, I'm an instructor on most of it, so yeah, I'll make it work.
Let me go back to your work with the mobile traffic, police mobile traffic. And do you do classes? Do you take classes with them? Do you instruct
No.
them?
I advise occasionally if they've got any queries or anything like that, but it's just basically on-site work. You know, when I turn up, quite often I take over and I control what's going on and clear the control the traffic. So I've got my whistle and my reflective jacket and all the rest of it. Sometimes I get the drivers saying, "Oh, who are you?" You know, and the police soon put them right.
Are you actually physically standing on traffic and stop?
Quite often I'm the first one on the scene.
Really?
You know, I remember one time it was raining a year or so back, and I was at the traffic lights and there was an accident there, and I was, before the police turned up, I was there overruling the traffic lights to control the traffic with these two cars that were blocking the way. And once the police turned up and they did their drawings and measurements and all the rest of it, then I dragged the cars off the road, swept up, and off I went. That's basically it.
Were people not astonished to see you doing that? And they didn't say, "Hey, where are you coming from?"
They're used to it now. I've been doing it for so long.
But then, after all, they'll understand that here's someone trying to help the situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you have radio shows wherein you go in and join the... I know the traffic police have a traffic talk program.
No, that was an associate of mine, a friend of mine.
Okay.
Who I was actually in the army with him, so I've known him for some 30-odd years. He was one of the ones that I was beasting at the time. So, no, he's a very good friend. He was taking care of that. I help him out now and then, but that was mainly his thing.
Now let me take you to the underwater thing that you do, the diving part of it. I mean, you have done this for the Gambia Ports Authority. I mean, salvaging a couple of trucks and saving them. When such things happen, they have their own divers as well. Why do they call you?
Because their divers are not properly trained and they're not capable of doing the work. Basically, the first one I did,